Hey, everybody. How's it going? Alright, we're going to try and hurry up a little bit here with this video because I've got this studio session in about 2 hours, and I don't have like a ton of work to do to this, but I do need to obviously get it back together before we go over to this session, and I also want to try and get this video uploaded before I have to go over there. So, let's just get right into it. This is my custom bass. I call it the DB1, the Dream Bass 1. The neck is from Warmouth. Everything else was designed and assembled and manufactured by me and some friends. The electronics, this is an EMG humbucker. This is a Nordstrand Big Single 5. Both passive pickups into an active preamp. This is a hip shot bridge, hip shot tuners, volume, bass, sweepable mids, treble. This is supposed to be in series and parallel, and then this is supposed to be passive active. These aren't wired up right now because I didn't feel like doing all of that when I was wiring this bass up a couple months ago. So at some point I'm just going to have to rewire this. It'll be kind of a process. Okay, getting right into it. Something that this bass has been missing to be completed for quite a while is the truss rod cover here, but I just got this about a month ago, and I yesterday just put some boiled linseed oil on it just to make it kind of look nice, and now I think we're gonna put it on the bass. It's cut from like this really nice piece of maple that I have here. You can see like here's like the original finish of the maple before the oil went on it. So it looks really great. Turned out awesome just with one coat, and I'm satisfied with that. And you can also see it's got kind of like this black beveled edge to it because it was cut with a laser. So it's burned. It's awesome. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. There you go. You can get a closer look at it. Pretty sick. And you can see the fingerboard. See here, it's got kind of some of this scoring on it from using round wounds, but I'm not really concerned about that. It's just natural part of playing a fretless bass. Really thick piece of ebony. Like, yeah, that's huge. I can sand down about half of that and still have enough fingerboard left for a lifetime of playing. So, not really concerned if it's getting cut into. It'll be easy to replane at basically any point in its life. Alright, we're going to do something kind of scary here. We are going to drill some holes for this here truss rod cover. First I need to find some screws for it. Let's see. Holy crap. Oh! Well, would you look at that? I found basically exactly what I need. How about that? I found 3 black countersunk pickguard screws, which is exactly the screws I was looking for. They're the same screws I use for the electronics cavity covers. How about that? Look at that. That's exactly what I needed. Just had them laying around. Sometimes that just works out. Got about 6.5 millimeters on that side. Okay, oh wow, the pen actually left a really nice mark. Okay. I think that'll work. This is such a great trick that basically anybody should know. The depth of the bit that I'm using is longer than the thickness of the headstock, so I could just drill through it, and it probably happens easier and quicker than one would imagine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the screw right here. I'm lining it up, and we're going to put some tape right, we're going to say right back here. Right? Yeah. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should just be enough. And now I have this tape on my drill bit that shows me the right depth to stop at. See? Look at that. So now I won't drill past that tape, which means I won't go through the headstock. Look at that. Wow, that went in really easy for maple. I like barely had to do anything. Like I barely gave the drill anything and it just went. Let's make sure the screw wants to go in this hole. Oh, perfect. Oh, excellent. Okay, awesome. All right, we're gonna drill the other holes now. Hi, buddy. Buddy, we're doing a good job here. It always shocks me. It's like, oh my God, if you prepare for something and like consider things even like marginally carefully or well, it's like things just work out better than if you just rush stuff. Oh my God, my base has a freaking truss rod cover on it, finally. Holy crap. Holy crap. It's a good looking piece of wood too. It looks so awesome. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Really happy with that. Wait, I'm even gonna put my drill bit away. I'm being so good. I thought about leaving it in the drill chuck, but I thought, you know what? I'll put it away. I'll be a good boy. On the topic of just being a good boy, yeah, I'm gonna just ditch these strings. I'll put new ones on. It's a studio session. They're not that old. They're only a couple months old, and they're coated strings, but I think they may have been on and off this bass once or twice now for me doing stuff like this while getting it all tinkered and locked in. And I do have another pack of the strings that I like to use on this bass, just kind of right next to me, that I bought this pack months ago, and then I didn't end up putting it on. I just was like, oh, I'll just have them around for a rainy day. And so that's how it's gonna be now. Take these. I could save them, but dude, I'm just gonna toss them. I have so many strings, like sets of bass strings laying around that I've saved, especially flat wounds, because I played basically only flats for a long time. And those obviously you can just use forever, so I just save them. It looks nice and hydrated, but it could probably use a little cleaning from this oil, because it has been played a lot. Oh yeah, this is good stuff. Try and like buff this on at first. Try and keep it on the fingerboard, not get any on the sides of the fingerboard, because then it's getting all over my hands when I'm playing. Super annoying. Oh, you go, little buddy. Alright, cool, it's all applied. Let it soak in. Yeah, so you can see, like, look at all that dirt that just came off. That's pretty gnarly. Just kind of wiped it on, and now we're gonna really polish it. Try and get as much of it as I can off. This is such a beautiful piece of ebony, man. It's not like a really solid black piece of ebony. I do have that. Here, I'll show real quick. This is my Warwick Corvette Babinga body with a nice ebony fingerboard, and you can see that's like a beautiful black piece of ebony, just solid black. But that kind of ebony is harder and harder to get these days, and I think Warmoth offered that kind of fingerboard, but it was like much more expensive, and for this particular bass I wasn't going for that kind of look. Like, it's a very, you can see there's lots of flame in the maple, and the walnut grain's very visible, and so I figured, oh, it would look cool to have this nice, you know, kind of stripy, not so uniform ebony. These are the bass strings I like to use. They are D'Addario XT 45-130 gauge. XT is like the normal coating that D'Addario uses for their coated stuff. I always prefer coated strings on 99% of my instruments. I don't notice too much of a difference in feel for me personally, and it just lasts longer. Like, I have a lot of instruments, and like, while it helps preserve the string through actively playing it, the main thing about coated strings is it helps preserve the string when I'm not playing it, right? Because when you have so many guitars, like I do, a lot of them will sit for a couple months without being played, and you pick it up and your strings are all rusted, you know? And the coating is really good at just preventing that sort of passive corrosion and oxidation that'll happen over time. So the one thing about stringing up a bass is the trick that I showed in my guitar setup video will not work on a bass, because it's not a string through tuning post, right? Like, I can't just pull the string through and measure the distance and pull it back one fret, you know, especially on a fretless instrument. So all I do is, you know, I know the distance between my tuning posts pretty well on this bass, but on most basses you can just measure like a tuning post and a half, 2 tuning posts. So like I'm gonna come like to here, and then I'm gonna cut it. Holy crap. Oh, like bridge cables. It's a 135 gauge. Alright, I've gone ahead and put that up on its wall hanger, so that, you know, just leave those strings to stretch out for a couple minutes before I head over to the studio. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I've got to end this video now because I'm going to go ahead and try and get it uploaded before I hit the studio, which is in like, it gives me about 45 minutes. Okay, peace. Thanks for watching.